Yeah, I certainly thank you for that fine introduction. He has a better resume than I think I do today. And now, Jonah, I thank you for handling out that award. And all the students, I'd like to give another round of applause to the choir that did a great job. All these students tonight have accomplished much and truly exemplify what it takes to be a true leader. I'm honored that, all of you began your work experience as interns in companies that support Christ the King. And certainly, Shanola, because he started at Investors Bank. I can't think of a better place for you to start, all right? I appreciate the remark. I would also like to extend my congratulations to Monica and all that you've done. You'll probably be a tough person to replace or to continue. All the good work that you're doing for Christ the King. Congratulations to you tonight. I recently read that children represent about 1/3 of our population, but more importantly, 100% of our future. It reminded me that as business leaders, we must work together to ensure that the next generation is prepared to take over this country as its future leaders. And if we want to compete in this global economy, we need to ensure that all our children have access to a quality education like Christ the King. Education is the great equalizer in this land of opportunity that we call the United States. In addition to education, there are, in my view, 5 key qualities that make for a true leader. We have, as adults in the room, need to live these attributes because the students understand that people do what they see and not what they hear. We need to lead by the example we set. The first attribute is character. And character is first and foremost and will define where you go and how far you go. Your reputation is what people think you are. Your character is who you are, and more importantly, what your habits are. Next, hard work never becomes old-fashioned. And in the current economy, it is even more important due to the intense competition. Third, a sense of humility. It's not about you and the millennials, right? It's not about you. I call it the Derek Jeter rule versus the A-Rod signal. And I think we look at the late Yogi Berra, New Jersey icon, who was called and got the best compliment, being called a great teammate. Fourth, the ability to listen. Recently, I watched Steve Adabato's interview with Father Bob on his television show, One-on-One. He did a great job, by the way, his cameo appearance. Steve asked Father Bob what was the greatest lesson that he learned about leadership. And Father Bob quickly responded that you have to listen. Listen carefully to God and to everyone around you. Listening is truly how you learn. And in today's world, we have to be continuous leaders. If we are not moving forward every day, continuing to improve, we are going backwards. And finally, you have to give back to your community. The more you give, the more you receive is a concept that spans the Bible to Buddhism. That concept applies just not in our personal lives, but also in our work lives. Here at Christ the King, these students get a Catholic education that inspires them to develop these habits of leadership. In fact, they get the best of both worlds, of 2 worlds. A Jesuit school led by a Franciscan. Where are you going to get 2 more powerful role models for a Christian life than St. Ignatius and St. Francis? I'm a product of a Catholic education. I grew up in Jersey City in a working class neighborhood where my parents made sure that me and all my siblings attended the local elementary school at St. Patrick's and St. Aidan's. And then I went on to attend at St. Peter's Prep. These schools help instill in me a set of values and a faith I will own for the rest of my life. It is a faith that has guided me into a service for others. So while growing up, I may have been lacking in material means, I was, and still am, rich in family, especially with my wife, Patricia, rich in faith, and very importantly, rich in community. Today, the Cristo Rey schools are transforming urban students, one student at a time. And as Father Bob and his team profess, Christ the King transforms its students by what they refer to as a successful outcomes in three important areas. First, a quality education. That means not just graduating high school, but earning a college degree. Second is preparing the student to be a success in the workplace. And third is developing character by helping a student realize that success comes from within, and all they have to do is access those values, qualities, and virtues they already have. Since 2011, Investors Bank has welcomed the Christ the King students into our family. We believe that as a growing and successful company, the bank has the responsibility to provide opportunities for the next generation. And just like Christ the King, Investors Bank is committed to making a difference in the communities they serve. Community is part of our DNA. We believe that strong companies build strong communities, and strong communities support healthy businesses. However, anyone can just write a check. But at Investors, we take the extra step. We volunteer our time and talents to give back, and like Christ the King, make a difference. That is why I'm here tonight. I'm accepting this award on behalf of all our Investors employees who live and work by our core values: character, commitment, cooperation, and community. We call them the 4 C's. You know what the 5th C is?
Cummings.
Cummings, right? No. It's caring. Because no one cares how much you know till you show them how much you care. Our teams are out in the community, leading, serving, challenging, and making a difference. They are being significant. They are striving to be of value. Investors wants to be that bank that puts community back into banking. We recognize that being successful is simply not good enough. We strive to be significant by creating a legacy and a purpose for our employees and our customers. We want to be leaders who serve and not self-serving leaders. And by giving back, we make our community stronger and our customers' lives better. It is this philosophy that guides Father Bob and all the teachers and staff at Christ the King. Our children are our greatest assets. They are our legacy. As a banker, I can tell you that an investment in education, and certainly these students at Christ the King, pays the best interest and gives you the best return. My education in Jersey City at St. Peter's Prep and here in Newark at Rutgers has provided a great opportunity for me and my family. We at Investors are honored to help create similar opportunities for these students at Christ the King. And I urge everyone tonight to lend their time, talent, and resources in support of this great school and its great mission. Christ the King is the school that works, right here in Newark. And together, all of us here tonight can make it work even better. Thank you, God bless, and enjoy the rest of the evening.